Nearly done.
I hope you're not turning me into Frankenstein's monster.
Well, it's a rather fetching duelling scar.
On guard!
What were they protesting about, anyway?
Oh, the usual. Anti-austerity, save public services, eat the rich. Do you know what they hit me with?
Go on.
A papier-mâché puppet of David Cameron. Well, there's an example of cuts for you. To be honest, though, I feel sorry for them. Kids today won't be able to buy a house until they're 102.
No, but whacking you over the head isn't going to help them, is it?
True. At least it gave us a chance to catch up.
Yeah. Come in.
Yeah, I got another customer for you when you finished it.
Oh, a protester?
No, a shoplifter. A 62-year-old woman got caught shoving a frozen chicken up a jumper. If you could give her the once-over.
OK. Well, my services are needed elsewhere, so I'll see you later.
See ya.
Hello. Elizabeth.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Reed.
I'm so sorry to be such a nuisance.
Oh, you're not being a nuisance. I'm just here to examine you, make sure that you're OK.
I didn't even need the thing. I just had this strange urge to take something. Do you know D.C. Talbot?
Yes, I do.
Well, he'll vouch for me. We're old friends.
Really?
It would be so nice to see him. It might help me to calm down.
I'll tell you what, why don't I examine you and then I'll let him know that you're here, all right? Good.
Hello, Dr. Clay.
I almost didn't recognise the place. You've been having a clear out or something?
You know, the students had a party. They still have some clearing up to do. I am refusing to touch it. No, it is their responsibility.
Thanks. Hello there. I believe you wanted to see me.
Where's my daughter's phone?
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Hang on a minute. I thought you said that you two were friends.
Oh, I know this man, but we're a long way from friends.
It's Mrs.
Gunn, Elizabeth Gunn. I'm Ellie's mother.
All right, Ian, you don't have to talk to this woman if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. Mrs. Gunn, I told you everything I knew at the time. We looked inside the car. There was nothing there at all. No phone.
I don't believe you. She never went anywhere without that phone.
She must have lost it.
No. If it was lost, the battery would have died. I've been dialing the number. Her phone keeps ringing, so somebody has it.
I can't explain. If you wish to make an official complaint, you can.
You're not going to stitch me up again. You're a liar, a thief, a grave robber.
All right, can we get some help in here, please? OK, calm down. That's enough.
Oh, that is enough for a school, that, Mrs. Tenby. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Oh, it is very nice to have you here, Dr. Clay. Well, of course, I got on very well with my colleagues at King's Green, but there was no one that I really wanted to invite round for supper.
Well, I'm honoured. And it's great to have you back as well. You know, this last few months, it's almost like it's been a bad dream or something.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Now, I was not sure what you wanted to eat, so I have made us a smorgasbord.
Why did you have time to make all of this?
Well, I did not sleep very well last night, so I thought I would start the food preparation.
Is that because of the students?
Yes, I have been a little...
Come in.
Ian, I am so sorry. I thought she was genuine.
She's genuine. She's just confused. Reef does weird things.
Yeah, well, we both know that, don't we? How long is it since you lost Helen?
5 years ago tonight.
God, I'm surprised you came in.
Oh, I could have missiles thrown at me just as well as the next person.
Well, I know, but when did your shift end?
10 minutes ago. I'm just catching up on paperwork.
goodness sake, go home. Take the rest of the night off. I mean, you've already been beaten to a pulp by the Prime Minister and screamed at.
I'd rather be here.
Fair enough. Well, at least let me get you a fresh cup of coffee. That's not actually coffee, is it?
Been a long day.
Come on. Let me take you home.
So it's Verity and Nicola? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Hi, Karen, Rob. So glad you can make it.
Yeah, so are we.
We've got tea and coffee over there and we'll make a start in 5 minutes. Good.
I don't want anybody picking on me, making me stand up and tell me life story.
Oh, come on. We'll be fine. And we can back out at any time.
I've forgotten how big your place is. Have you ever thought of getting lodgers?
I can't think of anything worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes I think having people around can actually make you feel lonelier. Especially if they're not the right people.
How long were you together?
22 years. I read some article about grief. It was calculating how long until it, becomes bearable. You have to take your age and then divide your granny's age and... something.
I'm not sure it ever really does become bearable. It changes, but I think it's always with you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to spend the evening in with my opera collection.
Well, I could maybe stay and listen to a few arias with you. Make us a cup of coffee?
Thank you.
Now, can I tempt you with a slice of vegetable puff?
I think it's anatomically impossible.
What about some tortilla?
Do you know what? If I eat anything else, I'm going to have to apply for stomach stapling.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about something. Do you think we should have an obesity awareness week at the mill?
I'd be careful about starting too many initiatives. That was Anthony's problem, with one of his many problems.
Yes, indeed.
Did they never stop?
It has got steadily worse over the week. They must have finished their exams. They are letting off steam.
If you know the word.
On several occasions. Sometimes they pretend to be out. Sometimes they promise that they will stop. Well, as you can hear, they have broken their promise. Try not to get angry.
Honestly, that would drive me around the bend.
Well, enough of them. What about you, Dr. Clay? We have not had a chat for a very long time.
No, I can't complain.
Yeah, you don't sound very enthusiastic.
Well, life. It's a bit like this music sometimes, it just goes on and on.
Ian?
Oh, sorry. Isn't she extraordinary? She might not have the most beautiful voice, but she's got a way of just sort of getting inside you, make you feel her pain. You all right?
Yes. Yeah, I've just had a weird deja vu. That plastic sippy cup that you've got in the cupboard, I had one very similar for Sam. Was it Helen's?
Yeah, it was. I don't know why I kept it.
No.
Guess I couldn't keep her.
We see people in their possessions, don't we?
It was so painful. We never had kids, but I had to feed her as if she was an infant.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, I think it's good to talk about it. If I talked about it at the time, maybe I wouldn't. Here's to Helen and Sam.
Yeah. Helen and Sam.
Oh, I think it was thinking about, Howard dying, and it made me think, if I wasn't here now, would it make any difference, or have I ever made any difference?
Well, of course you have. Oh, Dr. Clare, you improve the life of everyone you come in contact with. Can I tempt you with some sticky toffee pudding?
Such as to stop me talking.
No, of course not. I think you need a challenge. When you get stuck in a rut, you have to pick yourself up and climb the highest mountain.
Yeah. What if you're afraid of heights?
And don't look down. You see me? I like to keep myself busy. I have the food bank, the hospital library scheme, the mail, the campus, and of course my church.
And you think you do too much?
What do you mean?
Well, I wouldn't want you to burn out. We go on about too much alcohol, too much sugar, too much stress can cause real damage to the body.
I wanted to grow old with Helen. Just the two of us. Pottering about in some seaside town. But she was old and wizened by the time she was 42.
I'm sorry. I wish I'd done more to support you at the time.
No, I kept pushing people away. Did some really stupid things.
Oh, haven't we all?
No. No, not like this. Hang on.
Please, I don't want to row. I just...
How did you get my address?
You're not the only one who's devious.
You've got no right to be here.
I just want 5 minutes to talk with you.
Look, you know you could go to prison for being here.
I'm in prison now.
I've told you all I know. We looked in the car, checked her handbag, no phone.
I don't believe you.
Mrs. Gunn, I don't think anything my colleague says is going to persuade you. Please go home.
Of course. I'd have known you'd be in cahoots.
Thanks.
You do know that your story keeps changing, don't you?
What?
Well, at the police station you said the car was empty, and now you've just said that you checked her handbag. Which is it?
So, one thing I can tell you, there's nothing as rewarding as looking after children. It's a job that loves you back, sometimes with a great big hug, but sometimes it can push you right to the limit. At the moment, there are 2,000 children in Birmingham, either in foster care or in need of foster families. And some of these children have been let down time and time again. But that's enough of the waffle. We'll take a quick break and then we'll do some exercises.
Okay?
Everybody seems so confident.
Oh, it's the confident ones that you need to watch out for. Best to be a bit cautious. You want a coffee?
I was with Helen at her bedside when she died. And then suddenly, 42 years of life over. She had this book by her bedside. It was 3 men in a boat. She'd only got to chapter 4. And I thought, I want to keep this. I want to keep the moment.
No one can blame you for taking the book, but what else have you taken?
Sometimes at RTC or a suspicious death, I nearly always take something. A keepsake.
What sort of something?
Oh, tiny things, trivial. But they mean so much. Do you remember old Bill who used to beg at the bus shelter on Pond Street?
The guy with the dog?
Yeah, that's it. The dog died a few years ago. Bill died last year of hypothermia. I was called to the scene. And when I got there, I found this. It was in his pocket. It's his lead. It was the only thing he owned. If I hadn't have taken it, it would have been incinerated.
But why do you do it?
Why do we do anything? It's to keep the moment. If I can't save them, I can save the moment.
But you must know that this is wrong.
Oh, of course I do. I've tormented myself. I feel so lonely. It's like being in a room full of people and I'm invisible. And then I come back here and I remember Helen, Bill, Daniel, Mohammed, and I feel alive.
What about the phone?
That's the one thing I regret. Oh, it was devastating. Ellie was the same age as Helen, 42, and I couldn't save her. But I could save this.
It wasn't yours to take. Oh, that woman has had months of sleepless nights and... Oh.
Well, I know. But what am I going to do now? The damage is done.
You have to give it back to her.
Now, I've asked you all to write down the 10 most important things in your life at the moment. Rob, can I hear some of your list?
Yeah. Well, number one, my wife, obviously. Family, kids, fishing.
Oh, that's great. Now, I want you all to cross out number 1. Cross it out. Numbers 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep number 6. Cross out 7 to 10. That's it, cross it all out. Imagine you have to get rid of 90% of what you value the most. Family, friends, hobbies, pets. This is what foster children have to do. For reasons they may not understand, they're taken away from their old lives and put into the hands of complete strangers. And some of them feel as though they've been dumped. As foster carers, you'll have to get used to losing things. Losing sleep, losing order in your life. So you really have to ask, am I doing this for the right reasons? And am I ready for it?
I couldn't do it. How can I explain?
Ian.
I'm just looking after it, keeping it clean, dust-free.
No, it's not yours to keep. You could lose your job over this. You do know what they do to police officers in prison, don't you?
Yeah, it can hardly be worse than what I'm doing to myself.
Oh, my goodness, you keep it charged.
Keeping it alive.
No, you're keeping that woman in limbo. You're tormenting her.
Hello?
Hello? Who is that?
You know who it is.
I'm sorry. I knew it. I knew it. I want my daughter's phone back.
Please, you can come back round.
Now, Mrs. Tambo, if ever I was on death row, I would like you to cook my last meal for me.
Well, I hope it does not come to that, Doctor.
Me too, but if you've got to go.
You know, I have been thinking about having a summer fete at the mill. We could raise some money for Miss Pittman and her Hodgkin's lymphoma. It would raise a profile of both surgeries and the ones at the church. They are so much fun.
Mrs. Tambo,
Yes.
what was I just saying about you not taking on too much?
Please sit down. I've kept it safe. It's never been used.
So you say.
No, really. I should have given it back to you, but I just couldn't bear it. It was my last call of the evening. I spent the day giving a talk on road safety. And then I was called to this horrendous, soul-destroying accident. I couldn't save anyone. They were all long gone by the time I got there. The car was a wreck. But there was this phone. It was perfectly preserved. And I felt this urge to look after it.
It wasn't yours to take.
I just felt an urge to protect it.
The night she died, I wanted to protect everything she had. I went to her room, and there was the dent in her bed where she used to sleep. I'm never going to let anyone sleep in that bed. But the thing I wanted was her phone, with all her contacts, all her photos, her breath, her fingerprints.
I'm sorry.
You lied to me.
I wasn't thinking straight.
You lied.
I just couldn't bear to let it go.
Ian, are you all right?
I need some water.
Let me get you some.
No, I'll get it. You look after Elizabeth. I'll be back in a moment.
Now, having looked after the child, you then have to hand him or her back to their birth parents. However hard, you mustn't say anything negative about the parents, even if you think they've let their child down. You would usually have a social worker to help you with this, but not today. And instead of using a child, we're going to use this rather beautiful flower. Karen and Rob.
Yeah.
I would like you to play the foster carers.
I know what he did was... well, I'm struggling to get my head around it. But believe me when I tell you he's been going through hell the last few years.
We're all in hell. I've spent months wanting an answer. Where's the phone? What's happened to it? Now I've got it in my hand, and I feel utterly empty.
Well, it has been a most memorable evening, Dr. Clay. I am sorry about the noise, but we all have our crust of it.
Oh, hi. Yeah, can I order a cab, please? No, 22 Brunswick Street.
Will you please be quiet? Morning, noon, and night. That. You are selfish, ignorant.
Mrs. Tembe.
Ian, can you hear me?
Oh, no. I only wanted the phone back.
Ian, stay with me, all right? You stay with me.
I think he's left a note. Dear Emma, thank you for listening and thank you for believing in me. But I've hurt too many people and I'm tired now.
Look after him. I need to phone an ambulance.
Oh, please. I didn't want you to do this.
thank you ever so much for coming and having fun, and I promise that I'll get you some fish fingers next time. I don't know what to say.
That's all right, that's okay. Well, bye-bye, Susan. It's been really lovely to meet you.
Oi, where's my kid?
Sorry?
I haven't got time for this, come on.
Oh, no. We're just saying goodbye.
Well, you said it now, come on.
We just need another minute, is that okay?
Oh, you think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Give me a...
No, I don't think I'm going to do that.
What?
You're being rude and aggressive, so Susan is going to stay here with us until you've calmed down.
You've no right to do that.
You think I'm going to give a little girl back to an abusive parent? I think social services might have something to say about that.
Actually, Rob, you need to find a way of handing the child over.
The way you've behaved, that is not going to happen.
So you think that having the child taken away from you by force will help her?
By force? I'd like to see you try that.
No. OK. I think this is something we all need to talk about.
Sometimes you don't always go with rules and regulations. If we are responsible for a child, then I am going to do everything in my power to make sure it's kept safe.
You've got some moves on the dance floor. But
What, man of my age?
I did not say that.
I hadn't planned on it being a musical presentation, but I could easily throw in a few woo-hoo-hoos.
Everything about your symptoms suggests substance abuse.
Great talk. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you very much.
She might as well have had a sign on her neck saying, Al, I fancy the pants off you.
You don't have to change for my sake. I love you just the way you are.